guys, welcome to another video on our channel, and today we're going to be talking about something very important. We're going to be talking about Node Mailer. Basically, we're going to be looking at how we can send emails using Node.js or Express.js. How to send emails in our web applications. And so sending email is a very handy tool because we have many instances where we might need to send emails in our web applications. For example, for user confirmation, for example, for payment confirmation, for example, we have other instances where emails are actually very important in our web application. And so to actually achieve this in Express or Node.js, we're going to use a third-party module known as Node Mailer module. As you can see on my screen, this is the official website of Node Mailer module, which you can equally visit to know more about its installation and read more about it. So we are actually going to write a brief code which will show us how we can set up Node Mailer to send an email from our Express web application. So here, since Node Mailer is a third-party module, we actually need to install this module before we might be able to use it. And so as you can see on the official website, to install Node Mailer module, you actually need to type the command npm install or npm I Node Mailer. And so right down to your project, to your Node project directory, and open the command prompt and type in the command npm install Node Mailer. And so after typing in the command, you press enter. Actually, for my case, I would not need to do it anymore since I already have it installed in my local machine. But then make sure you have internet connection, since this actually requires fetching the module from the online repo and actually saving it in your local machine. So when everything has been downloaded, you're going to see it printed out on your console. Now after you've downloaded the module, or after installing the module, let's open up our IDE. My case is command prompt, and we are going to write a short code which simply sends an email after running our script. Actually, that's what our code is going to do. And so create your file server.js. You might actually prefer index.js, that depends on you. So firstly, we are going to require Express, Express, and then now we need to equally import our Node Mailer module. Require Node Mailer. And then we create an instance of the Express. Create an instance of Express. Sorry, this is var app co2 Express. Then this is the point where we begin to configure our Node Mailer module to be able to send emails. So to be able to send an email or to configure the Node Mailer module, actually there are basically three main steps. We set up the transporter, we set up the mail options, and then we deliver the mail. The transporter consists of the service in which we are going to use. For example, in this tutorial we are going to use Gmail, and it also requires the authentication credentials for the service you're going to use. So probably your Gmail address and password will equally go under transporter. Now Secondly, you need to set up the mail options. The mail option simply refers to the information that will be delivered inbox. For example, to, from, the subject and the body of the email. And lastly, you need to deliver the email, and this is done using a method known as transporter.sendMail, and this method takes as parameter the mail options and a callback function. So let's quickly set that up. So we get to mail to, so we set up our transporter, which is going to be node mailer dot create transport, and then which is going to take the service. In my case, in our example here, which is Gmail, and then comma the authentication. Now this is where you input the credentials of your service, and so here you require the user, which is your email address, and the password. The user and the password, so they are all strings. So make sure in your local machine you input your email here, your Gmail address, and then you set up your password. And that's it for the transporter. Next, we must set up our mail option via mail option. Mail options, let's put that with an S, and which is from. We're going to set from. So at the level of setting up where the email originates, it is actually advisable to input the same email like that of the user here. So actually the email you're going to type here is what you should type here as from. And so here it's equally going to be a string, and it's equally going to carry your email, then a comma, to, then this is where you input the email of the recipient or the inbox which you want to deliver this email. And so it could be, for example, let's say tricorder at gmail.com, and then you can add your subject, the subject of your email, which is equally a string. And so here you could put, for example, from Express, and then you could add a text, which is the body of your email, which could be, let's just type, this is the body of my email. And that said, we are now ready to deliver our email, and this can be done through transporter.sendMail, and which takes as parameter mail options and a callback, where if everything goes successfully, we get a positive response message, else we get an error. And so we say, if there's an error, then console.log we get the error at the console, else console.log email sent. so finally we set up our port app.listen 3000. And so if everything goes well, we get printed on our console running on port 3000. So let's save, and you should actually take note of the fact that doing this exercise will actually require internet connection, because obviously you cannot send an email without being connected to the internet. And to ensure you have a good working internet connection, and equally when using Gmail as your service or transporter, you need to enable the allow less secured app option under Gmail security, else it will block your email from being sent. And so you could equally read about that on the official website of No Mailer. Okay, so let's run our code and see how it works. Node server. Okay guys, you just give me some time while I input my credentials, my email and my password, and then I show you a screenshot in my mailbox, since I cannot actually do this in this tutorial. And so guys, as you can see, finally I got a success in my code. And so we have running on port 3000 and email successfully sent. And as you can equally see, here is a screenshot, a screen capture of the email that was successfully sent. So guys, thank you for watching. See you in the next tutorial. And before that, just to let you know that NoteMailer is a very handy tool. It doesn't just limit at sending simple emails as such. It could equally send attachments. It could equally format emails with HTML code and do some other kind of interesting stuff. So stay tuned and see you in the next tutorial.